What if there were a world of endless possibilities? What if there were no boundaries to our imagination and to what we could achieve? What if government agencies shared resources and worked together on common problems? What if government information was accurate, on time, and complete? What if we embraced an approach that saved money, eliminated unwanted redundancies, and provided excellent service? What if we fully embraced the concepts of enterprise architecture to help us do it? Police officers don't have the information they need to protect our citizens or themselves from dangerous criminals. They have on numerous occasions stopped criminals for minor violations, but because valuable information was not available, they did not have the knowledge or legal authority to detain in order to prevent subsequent serious crimes. We saw this in the September 11th attack on New York. Healthcare workers and first responders are seriously hampered when it comes to the threats of bioterrorism. And children often get lost in social service systems and end up suffering tragic consequences because agencies across state lines are unable to work together or share information. And basic government services are still being delivered by antiquated systems based on business and environmental drivers from a bygone era. In the mid-20th century, legislation resulted in the formation of various federal agencies and programs such as Medicare and aid for families with dependent children. Under strict guidelines and regulations, very specific software was developed for each program. Each spoke its own language and filled its own need without adequate vision for integration or coordination. For years, information technology, or IT, was about running and controlling data. This mindset persisted into the 1980s, even though information officers repeatedly warned of the need to establish standards so that business processes and the systems that support them could work together instead of independently. Duplication and overinvestment became the norm. Nobody talked to each other, and there was not a holistic solution to complex problems. It wasn't until the 1990s that industry began adopting the enterprise perspective. As the world began preparing for Y2K and potential computer problems, systems were inventoried. Local, state, and federal governments began looking at how to develop relationships with one another. The slow move to common architecture began. Enterprise architecture allows entities of all kinds to paint a big picture of who they are, with whom do they communicate, where they want to go, what resources they'll need to get there, and how those resources will work together and manage ongoing change. Enterprise architecture aids in the management of resources and the elimination of unwanted redundancies, while continually embracing new knowledge and leveraging new opportunities after fully exploiting the past. Every state in the Union has felt the impact of lessening funds. Some states are moving forward and discovering that a comprehensive enterprise architectural approach not only saves money, but extends available resources and prepares them for ongoing transformation. Unfortunately, some states are falling behind, ignoring trends at their own peril. Enterprise architecture can help leverage available resources and eliminate duplication and waste. But most importantly, enterprise architecture will give us a strong foundation for the future. The world is getting much smaller yet complex, and with that comes opportunity as well as risk. Education, Medicaid, and Homeland Security dominate the national agenda. Enterprise architecture plays a critical role in addressing all three, and the current war on terrorism has been a wake-up call to us all. Enterprise architecture operating discipline will better prepare us for these and a host of other issues. More specifically, it will aid wireless communication for emergency personnel across public safety jurisdictions. In crisis situations, firefighters will be able to talk to police officers using common equipment. Police officers will be able to communicate with doctors and EMTs, saving precious life-saving minutes. Throughout all these challenges that change presents to us, one thread remains constant: leadership. It is the quality of leadership that determines how well any age responds to the call. The information age started 50 years ago. Can we afford to wait 50 more years until we get it right? And even if our learning curve is accelerated, can we wait 20 years or 10? What opportunities will be lost if we do? And how much capital will be wasted in the meantime? What does the status quo cost us? Everything. However, with your support, enterprise architecture will establish comprehensive planning, strengthen standards, leverage common buying power, and transition government to common infrastructure. If you are ready to look to the future, to lead the way in your generation, to deliver lasting value to your constituents, enterprise architecture can provide a sound framework and blueprint for knowledge, opportunity, and boundless possibilities. To learn more about NASCIO and its Enterprise Architecture program and its Enterprise Architecture portfolio of products, contact NASCIO at www.nascio.org or write to the address on the screen.